Hey, my name is Nicholas. I run FunnelCycle, which is a B2B marketing agency. We also focus as a lead generation agency. So we help our clients who are in the B2B space with things like LinkedIn outreach as well as B2B outbound calling to help them generate leads for their business. Um, so I thought it'd be interesting to do a series of videos to show my my work, my thoughts around B2B marketing, and in terms of what it's like to run a B2B marketing agency, a lead generation agency, and some of my thoughts and kind of day-to-day running of the agency as well. So I in fact running into a meeting very quickly with one of my software partners. We use their software for our LinkedIn outreach work. So I thought it'd be interesting to just kick off this series of videos with this first one. Talking just a little bit about software partners from the perspective of marketing agency. So it's very common for agencies to have software partners. It can be something very low touch, like just an affiliate partnership where you may not know anyone from the software company. You're just having an affiliate link that you use on maybe social media, or and getting people to sign up. You get paid a commission. So that is one form of it. But the one that I'm looking more at is what I kind of look at as more of a partner. So back in my days as a corporate in corporate world, well, my last job almost 10 years ago at this point was actually a partnership manager at HubSpot. So I kind of have some familiarity with this. And since coming out to set up my own agency, I've also partnered with various software companies as well, to differing degrees as well. So this partner that I'm going to have a call soon, they're actually a small software startup. The founders are based in Bali and I've been using their software for close to a year at this point, for my own LinkedIn outreach as well as for our clients as well. So why did I choose to go with them? And that is one of the, there are probably three things I just want to very quickly touch on. One of them is, the first thing is really long-term partnership. I think when you get into a partnership with some kind of software company, the most important thing is to think whether is this something that you can build on for the long term. And that was one reason why I chose to work with them, because I could foresee that because of the nature of the service we provide at FunnelCycle, LinkedIn outreach was going to be a key element, and they had a really good software, and I felt like this was something I could leverage on. But I wanted to have a closer working relationship with the software company. I mean, there are so many software out there that you can use to do LinkedIn outreach, but I felt like I wanted one where I could really make sure that we're working together more closely than just subscribing their software, paying a monthly fee. So looking from that perspective, I met the founders when they came by to Singapore. I felt a good relationship with them. I like them, and that they kind of, I suppose, like me, and we felt like this was something that we could work on together. They were looking for marketing agencies to use their software, and I was looking for something that I could use, right? And so I think that's one key element is around, can we work with these people long term? Do we kind of like them? And then because it's not just buying a software, right? It's a partnership. So that is one element, is looking at it from the very start, from the perspective of a longer term relationship. Number two is that this needs to be a two-way thing, right? So I mean, like in all partnerships, there needs to be benefits that flowing both ways. So from my perspective as the agency, I get good benefits from them. Like, first of all, obviously I think their platform is a solid, good platform, but very importantly, I pricing is also one thing. As a partner, I get some preferential pricing, and that's pretty common in the SaaS software world, where you get some kind of pricing, or it could be more like a commission based thing if you recommend to clients. So in my case, I get preferential pricing for their software, which is really helpful for me as a small agency owner. But also very importantly, I get lots of support. For instance, I have a WhatsApp group with them, with the founders and their tech team, so it becomes you can easily communicate with them. And for any of you who have worked in the B2B software space, you know that it's it's really challenging sometimes for with bigger software companies. You can't actually reach anybody on a chat, let alone WhatsApp. You can only can reach them by email or sending some kind of help desk form, ticket, etc. Right? So that's just of the two ways. Obviously, one of the things I was hoping for as well is that the software company will be able to provide me with leads. We're still working towards that, but we have a lot of communications around this, and in the foreseeable future, in fact, this upcoming call, hopefully that could materialize as well. But so, and not just that, because I'm in constant contact with them, I also find out information about things like LinkedIn marketing, LinkedIn outreach, some of the best practices. They provided me with some of the templates that they internally use as well. So all this are actually really helpful to me as an agency owner. But like I mentioned, it needs to be two ways. So I also provide them with what I think is stuff that's helpful for them. For instance, I did a case study for them because I think that will really help them as well, from having a marketing agency owner who have actually used the software both for my own agency as well as for my clients. I helped them to, I believe it was actually the first case study that they built. So I participated with that, did an interview with their marketing person to put that together. I often send what I would say is product feature requests. So like as I'm using it, because they are a startup, so the product is by no means complete, right? So there are things when I'm using that I find that, hey, this needs to be this needs to be changed up, and I will make requests. And I think the request is both helpful because they actually offer action on it, so it helps me, but at the same time it helps them to kind of make the product more complete, and not just, and I suppose you can say that it's from a practitioner point of view, because I'm actually using the software as a client, as an agency as well, right? So example, like it could be that reporting in the past, the time span was limited 3 months, and I made multiple requests to say we need to really extend this out, because for me to report to my clients, I sometimes need more than a 3-month view of the report. So that was something they worked on as well, and got it as a new feature in the product. So I think that two-way relationship is quite important, that we are providing to each other useful benefits along that way. And the third and last thing I would say is constant communication. So I have a monthly call with one of the founders. So in a monthly call, it's just a quick time for us to catch up and kind of give each other a little bit update on what's happening on our various end. They often will tell me some of the new exciting features that are coming up. Me, on the other hand, I'll give them feedback about some of my projects that involve their software, how those are going, things like, certain kind of clients I've been working with, this LinkedIn outreach works really well for them, certain kind of clients that doesn't work quite as well. So they get to hear, I suppose, feedback out from the field of people who are actually using it actively, right? So this constant communication, this having something that is scheduled, and like what we do have, a monthly call, is quite helpful. And in fact, when one of the founders come over to Singapore every now and then, I'll meet him up for breakfast or coffee as well, just to make sure we are staying in touch, making sure we know what's happening on each other's team, right? So those are the three things I think, things that you probably want to think about, not necessarily say one is more important than the other, but things like that long-term partnership perspective. I think that's very useful from the very start if you think that way. 2 is making sure you're both benefiting from the relationship. It's not one way. All right, both sides should benefit from that relationship and the partnership. And 3rd is, like I mentioned, having that something planned to have a regular catch up, so that you guys, the 2 sides, are in constant communication. All right. So I hope that's helpful. On what's like to kind of, from marketing agency perspective, to partner with a SaaS software provider, and some of the things that you probably want to think about. All right. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll have time to do a new video very soon. Thank you.